Hi guys, this is just going to be a Heaven benchmark using the latest 3.0 version. Just sort of going over my new graphics card, which is the Palit GTX 670 Jetstream 2GB version. I'm not too sure if there's many videos on YouTube. I haven't actually come across any of this specific card, so I'm just going to sort of go over a quick overview on my second monitor here of just going over some of the clock speeds, etc. Now I've not long literally just stopped playing a game, so that's running about 5 degrees more, 6 degrees more than it usually idles at. That will continue to come down, but basically these settings here on the left are what the card is currently running at the moment. So it's sort of running at its lowest power state, obviously at desktop. The base clock here is what the card sort of minimum it will want to run at. So for example, on a game that's a few years old and it's not, you know, the newest game, it's not the most demanding, it will sort of it won't use any more than that. Whereas the boost clock here, sorry, screensaver kicked in. The boost clock here is what the card will jump up to on more demanding games, etc. And the power usage down here is sort of the card's maximum power draw, you know, TDP. So I believe this card's about 170, 180 watts. So 100% that is what it would be pulling. But I've not actually seen it use any more than, you know, 92. I believe is the highest I've seen the power usage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run Heaven now. I'm going to put everything on its maximum settings. So anti-aliasing at 8 times. So just bring you in quick so you can see those settings hopefully. So yes, rather than me zoom in and being lazy, I could just pick the camera up, bring you in. So yeah, we're running on DirectX 11, tessellation is on extreme, shaders high, anisotropic 16, anti-aliasing 8 times, system resolution is 1920 by 1080. So we're gonna launch this and go straight into the benchmark version of it rather than the sort of fly through. So straight into the benchmark. This will take a few minutes to run. I'm sure a few guys are watching this, you've probably seen this or run it yourself, so you know how demanding this specific benchmark can be. While it's doing that, I'm just going to sort of go over to my second screen again, just to go over a few things that I've noticed with this card. Now, we've got here, the boost clock says it's sort of 1084, which, you know, I would have been impressed with that. It's just under 1100 megahertz, 1.1 gigahertz, and excuse me. As far as I know, there's a few 560s out, 560s, excuse me, 680s on the market that are rated at those speeds. So for a 670, I was overly impressed. But as you can see, if I bring it over here, it's actually running at 1186 at the moment. So that's like 100 megahertz higher than its boost. I know that these cards, I have read or, you know, seen reviews prior that do state that the cards, because they're all slightly different, each card, you could have 6 of the same card, like 6 of exactly the same card, and each one will run slightly different. You might have 1 or 2 that, you know, run a higher clock, and the others might run at a lower clock. It's just the way that they're built and they're binned. So it's running at, you know, over just under 1200 megahertz on a core clock at boost is quite an achievement for Palit. And also, while I was there, I should have done this, the temperatures. Now, the temperature, as you can see at the moment, that's under full load, 99% usage, everything maxed out, and that's, you know, a lot cooler than my previous two cards, which were two GTX 460s and SLI. Even the one card just on its own, on this specific bench, would be running at around 85 degrees. So that's pretty cool, and it's really quiet as well. I mean, I know there's no volume on this because I don't like the music, to be honest, but when you're playing a game and you've got your volume up or you've got your headphones on, you're never going to hear this card. It's got dual fans on this specific model, and they do a good job of keeping the card cool and quiet. Oh yes, something else I just wanted to talk about. The thermal design on these chips, as you can see before it was running at 1180 something, it's now running at 1173, so it won't drop any lower than that. That is its maximum. I'm not too sure what the overclocking capabilities are on this card, to be honest. I mean, if it's rated at those speeds and it's now running at that speed, that's already like 100 megahertz sort of overclock out the box. And as you can see, power usage, it's using, you know, around about 83%. Oh, it's gone up to 85 there, so 85% of 170, 180 watts is, I mean, do the math, you're looking at, you know, a card that's running at these speeds, and hopefully when the benchmark finishes, you'll get a better idea on how it's performed. So you're getting a card that's running at these speeds and it's drawing less power than it's rated at. So at the moment it's probably drawing at about 150 to 160 watt, which is phenomenal in my eyes. But we're just going to let this benchmark finish. This is pretty much the last scene. We've got one more after this. This is the last scene. And there we go. So as you can see, if I zoom you in there, we have got I'm not too sure if the zoom is any good on this camera because I don't want it to go blurry, so for argument's sake I'm going to bring you in. Right, the frames per second there, I believe that's the average, is 46, a score of 1160, a minimum frame rate of 19.2 and a maximum of 128.2. Now they're the settings I used: DirectX 11, 1920 by 1080, 8 times anti-aliasing, shaders high, textures high, anisotropy 16, and all of the occlusion, refraction, volumetric is enabled, and tessellation is on extreme. So pretty much that absolutely annihilates my previous cards, which were, as I said, two GTX 460s and SLI. I was a bit concerned with paying the extra, you know, £300. I actually paid £328 for this GTX 670, and I've seen it going for 400 in some shops, so there's a bit of a saving there. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are probably going to run off and do your own bench and find out what sort of scores you get. So yeah, I mean, that's going to wrap that up, and I will post some more gameplay, some proper gameplay. I say more, this wasn't a game. I'll post some proper gameplay of some of the games I play, which will be Battlefield 3, Witcher 2, Skyrim, and I've got plenty more, so just check out my channel and check back later to see what sort of games I've got up there and what performance you will expect. Thanks for watching, and yeah, signing off.